Cristo Rey Atlanta opened July 2014. We opened with about 164 students that were petrified. They were scared. They were in this new building. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what a Jesuit school was. The families were just as scared but eager to have their students come to, or their children come to a school that had their best interests at heart. The faculty and staff was very eager to get to know these 164 students and this 164 families. We were ready to immerse ourselves into this new way of teaching, this new way of learning, this new way of doing things in Atlanta. We were all excited. We were all ready to be here for these families and for the mission of Cristo Rey.
So in 2016, right when I started working at Cristo Rey, the school, the school was about to be complete with its lease. And at that point in time, we had 9th, 10th, and 11th graders all in the same building at 680 West Peachtree. So we were indeed outgrowing the campus. On one hand, it was really intimate where, everybody was close-knit. We all kind of knew each other. We all, traveled around 1 or 2 floors. But on the other hand, we knew there was a pending incoming freshman class for the next year. We were going to have all 4 grades. So we knew it was time to, figure out what's next, where are we going, and how do we grow into the space once we have a completed school. We were so blessed to have the building donated to us by Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings had spoken to Deacon Garrett, and Deacon Garrett, he basically asked Jim Cummings to give us, he tells him to give us a building, and Jim Cummings, of course, is like, no, there's no way I'm giving you my building. And sure enough, within a couple of days, Jim woke up in his sleep and said, hey, I think I need to give these guys the building. And sure enough, he worked with Deacon Garrett, and this major infrastructure of a building was donated to us by Jim Cummings in true Cristo Rey format by including our students, our faculty and staff, and of course our families and our community. So in true to form Cristo Rey, we had all of the help that we needed. We loaded up trucks. We had, other schools were bringing their football teams and their baseball teams to help us, that were partnering with us to help us out. It was just a beautiful, beautiful event, a lot of hard work, a lot of laughs, a lot of smiling, a lot of community and families working together.
Atlanta is probably one of the best cities for the corporate work study program in the Cristo Rey network. Probably because of its size. There's 6.5 million people in the metro area. And also our timing was excellent because we opened the school in 2014. And it was a long enough gap after the recession. But the corporate community here actually overwhelmed us to start. The first year we thought we were going to have to ask some jobs to wait a year. And in fact, we ended up with a larger freshman class, but we had 40 jobs to start. It was very important for us early on to get the iconic companies to sign on because we knew if we had Coca-Cola and we had Delta and we had Home Depot and we had UPS that others would follow. So what we do in Cristo Rey Atlanta, and not all Cristo Reys do this, is we move our students every year. The idea is that we want them to have 4 different experiences. It's not easy for us to on the corporate work study side, but I think it's probably a better experience for the students, and we try to mix that up. So they all work at some large company at one point. They also work at a smaller company.
Corporate work study and academics are obviously very important, but since moving to 222, we also have lots of ways to get involved and have fun, from campus ministry to clubs to athletics. Campus Ministry is a faith-based organization here at Cristo Rey that has a lot of student leadership, but also has faculty administration helping out to make events such as community service projects in our community, like Library Ministry that goes out to feed the homeless every Thursday. Also, they help put together the mandatory Kairos retreat for juniors and seniors, in addition to other monthly events such as Agape Latte and special events and fundraisers. There are over 40 extracurriculars here available at Cristo Rey. Some of them include cooking club, adventure club, chess club, you name it. We've really grown since we were at 680 when we only had 2 or 3 clubs. Now we have student government that takes part in a lot of prom planning and also other events for students and the school community.